is up? It's your boy Paid Landlord here, and I'm back with another video. So yeah, today is Monday, the 3rd of October, first trading day of October, first trading day of the second month, and first trading day of the second month of Q1. And it looks like we are starting it off. We are starting it off with a win, which is really nice. I don't really have much to say about this trade. With that, in fact, I actually got into this trade very late because I had set an alert here, right? I set an alert here, waiting for it to trigger, and I start looking at the market. But for some reason, the alert got triggered when price got here, and I was like, "Oh, like what's going on?" But what ended up happening was that, but this, the way it shows that is the alert is active, so still showing that here. So I was like, this is already this maybe it's just a glitch or something. About a couple of minutes later, and I said, let me even check if it has actually hit my alert, and I actually met price down here. I was like, what? Like, why didn't it get triggered and all that? Remember, I left price here and I met it here. So I was like, what's going on? So I thought about just jumping immediately, but I was like, is it really worth it? So I was like, nah. So I just set a buy stop here and was waiting for if price were to come back, it is what it is. But if price was just keep going, I guess that would have just been a loss I had avoided. So yeah. Now the reason for taking the trade is that same thing as always, liquidity sweep, other block inversion to the upside, simple as that. Normal, nothing, there's nothing new here. Now, as for why I was bullish in the first place, I don't think I talked about this last week. As for why I was bullish in the first place, it's very simple. Now remember that we are swept this low here. We are taking out this low here, and we had broken. We had from here we had already shifted. We had already shifted bullish from here. But this sweep here basically confirmed that okay, we are buying. Now after taking out, there's one high here that we just took out. After taking out that high, right, I was kind of, especially after this sell off that we had a huge sell off on basically all XXX USD pairs. Like look at this gap. I have been trading Euro USD for over like 2 years now at this point. I have never seen a gap like this before. I have never seen this gap like this before ever. Like you go back to that I've never seen this is futures type of gapping. I've never seen forex pair gap like this before. So there was a huge sell off in the morning, right? During I think it was during Asia session or something. What's going on? It was during Asia session or something. But we sold heavily. Now I was not thinking. I started overthinking. If I'm being honest. Like, are we selling today? Are we buying today? What's going on? But I was there. You know what? Let's calm down. Let's calm down. Let's start from the beginning. Where are we coming from? Right? We're coming from this low, this sweep here. I've been bullish since then. We took out this high, and I asked myself, when we pick out a point of liquidity pool or a point we are expecting there to be a reaction from, what do I look for that will make me change my bias from buys to sales? We are looking for a shift in structure on a lower time frame. Fine. After we took out this high, before this happens, well, this was around like when price was like here. When price was like here, I was like, fine. What are we looking for? Shift in structure. And I went down to the lower time frame. I was looking at, and this is where you have to try as much as possible to make your rules as you have to try your best to make your rules as objective as possible so that you can reduce the risk of you forcing trades. So so as I was looking at this, could this be the shift that I was looking for? Could this be the structure that I was looking for? Because if you look at it, it kind of looks like a shift in structure. If you what is this? Look at it like kind of looks like a shift in structure, but I was like, nah, If I have to convince myself that I am seeing it, it's probably not there. If I have to convince myself, like I have to give myself a reason why it is there, it's probably most 9 times out of 10, it's probably not there. That's a good rule to use. Like if you are struggling with following your rules, you're struggling with forcing trades, always ask yourself, are you seeing it or are you forcing yourself to see it? Just take a quick time when you are like doing your chatting. Ask yourself, do I really see it? Because at least for me, a shitty structure is most of the time when you say a shitty structure, it's always very you know that it's there. You and I usually use this because of handles like this. I usually use a pullback rule, which basically says that when we have for me to consider a low valid, right? it, there has to be a candle after that candle. The candle that forms this low that must close above, that must have the body close above this candle. For example, now this candle was here. If this candle has started from, let's say, somewhere around here, I would have considered this a shifting structure to the downside. But since we know that this was not a valid, it was not a valid sell, so it's not valid. I cannot change my bias from buy to sell because there is no reason for me to change my bias from buy to sell. So I decided to bite the bullet and said, if I was to get stopped out, I get stopped out. It is what it is. Keep our losing streak going, right? So coming into today, and gold has been buying for like majority of London. So I was never, in fact, I was already pretty sure that I was not even going to get the trade today at all. But as I saw gold crazy slow, I was like, maybe we might just have something. So and then the rest is history, as I said. See, I don't trust gold. Being honest, this trade can very, very, very easily start doing this. I swear to God, gold mad gone. It has done it before. If I it's in my journal, it got to 2.77. It got like the trade got to 2.77 and it came back to take me out of it. Where's 2.77? It got to this point and started retracing on me. It has happened before, so I know I'm I can't say this is a win yet until we either find take profits and I'm out of the trade. That's when it's a win. But until then, this is not a win. It's just there. So yeah, enough of my yapping. Um, I'm not, but if we end up taking this win, I am very very happy because it means one, I've snapped my three straight losing streak, and I'm back up to, because remember I was down about 5.5% last week. But then at the end of last week, if this trade can just give me this take profit, if I get take profits here, I go from minus 5.5 to minus 2.5. Understand? Which is really nice. But if it doesn't, well, I'll let that continue. Keep it moving. So, yep, that's pretty much it for me today. Yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Next click, unpaid out.
Hi guys, what is up? It's Unpaid. Today is Tuesday, the 4th of February, and yeah, same thing as always. Um, I'm in on this gold buy. I've been in on it since 9:30. It ran up to about 1.5 hour. Came back to my entry, and as you guys know, once a trade gets to 1.1, once a trade gets to 1 hour, I reduce my stop loss to half. So basically my full stop loss, which will have been a full 1% loss, is 500 is 50 pips. But at the moment, since we already hit 1 to 1 already, I've reduced it to 250 pips, so meaning it's now a 0.5% loss. It's no more a full 1% loss. And as you can see, price came very very close to the stop loss before reversing again. But I'm still not convinced that this trade has the strength to go all the way to full take profits, or at least, but what I do hope that at least I get a 2 hour so that I can move my stops to break even and be risk free on the trade. So the reason why I'm bullish is the reason I'm bullish today is the same reason I was bullish yesterday. Nothing much has changed since then. The only thing I think has changed is that after we swept this high last no after we swept this high yesterday rather, on the 1 hour, if you look, we almost got a shift in structure. You understand? This candle could have, if this candle had closed bearish, I'll not have gotten a trade, but and I'll have been bearish. But we failed to close on below this candle once, failed twice, went up, which is when I got in. Then this was that reversal I told you guys about, and as you can see, this reversal was actually getting very close to closing below this low ball. It failed to. I'm guessing this other block, the supply zone demand zone is holding. So I guess we're just going to see how it goes. So yeah, I'm still in this as usual. Once you get to our move stops to break even and all that. So yeah, that's pretty much how today is going for me. I I really hope this trade hits take profit. I'm not even going to lie, because if I manage to hit take profit on this trade, that would mean that I am officially out of drawdown, which is very exciting for me, because I have been, if you guys remember, if you go and watch my first video on the channel, I've been in drawdown for almost as almost like 3 4 months now. October, November, December, January. So I would have been in Jordan for 4 months. So, and I really want to get out of Jordan, because the quicker I get out of Jordan, the quicker I can make money on this account again. Because in case you guys don't know, I've actually gotten like 2 payouts on my prop firms earlier last year around September. I got 2 payouts. So, but ever since then, I have not gotten a single dime from this account since September, since early October, up since this moment. So if I can get to break even, with this trade, I'll be really nice. But at the end of the day, we don't control the market. We cannot decide what the market to do. This could easily, this can could easily close like this and just keep going lower. As a matter of fact, I've made my peace with the fact that when price was around like here, like when price has gotten here, I'd already made my peace with the fact that okay, this is already a loss, right? Because I'd already started calculating at this current moment, my account is at $973, right? Which is about 3.7%, right? And I already calculated that okay, since we had already hit 1 to 1, so meaning I'm not, if I take a loss, my account is not going to go down to 3.7. My account just goes go down to like 3.3 or something like that. So I was like, 3.3 is fine. If my next trade happens to be a win, I'll be basically as break even, like 0.3% in drawdown, which is manageable. So I already made my peace with it, and honestly I've already made it, because I still don't I'm not sure gold has the strength to get back to here. So yeah, enough of my yapping. That's pretty much what I have for today. I'll update you guys on how this trade ends up going, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next clip. Unpaid out. Alright guys, what is up? So I actually just shot this clip I'm about to do already, only to find out that my mic was turned off. So I yapped for like 10 minutes and there was no audio at all. So let's do this again. Anyways, yeah, uh that the trade I was in earlier, that from the previous clip, well, we hit take profit, and y'all know what that means. That means that boom, we are out of drawdown. We are out of drawdown, boys. Oh, bro, it has been a journey. It has been a hell of a journey, because if you guys remember, we have been in drawdown since October last year. I've been in drawdown since October last year. October, November, December, January. 4 months of basically going back and forth with the market with this account. it's been crazy. It's been crazy. So let's talk about how we got here and how we got out. You understand? How did I get so deep into drawdown? How did I get out of drawdown? So um first things first, my going into drawdown, I think something I want to let you guys know. My going into drawdown was not because I traded badly. At least from what I can see in my journal. Sure, there were mistakes here and there, but none of the reason why I went to Jordan was because I went on tilt. In fact, I'm really really like happy with the way I traded for the past like 4 months. Like dead ass, I'm very very happy with the way I traded. I traded like with clarity. I never FOMOed into a trade. I never went on tilt during this entire process. I never over leveraged. I was just like I was pinpoint. I was on point with my trading, at least as on point as a new trader can be. I was really really on point, and I'm really happy with the way I traded this account throughout this period. Now, what got me into this drawdown was basically a losing streak, like a losing streak that I have a 30-35% win rate. It's a losing that is not as if it's not something that is rare. It's not something that is impossible. It's something that from my back tested data, I know that there's a chance that I can go on a 6-7 like streak, losing streak, 6-7 loss losing streak, and that was basically what happened. I took loss, win, loss, win, loss, and as a matter of fact, what caused this entire shit? Now, what happened? But one of my biggest mistakes that I made during this section was my risk was not consistent. I made that issue like that was a big issue that I was dealing with. My risk was not consistent, and what I mean by that is this. Now, because of the fact that I changed the way I set my SL to being variable, right? Meaning that so that to reduce my I wanted to reduce my stop losses because I felt like gold was giving me enter my win, right? Gold was giving me 100 plus pips, right? And but because of how large some of my SLs were, I wasn't able to capitalize on it. So I said, you know what? Let me try and reduce my risk, my stop loss as much as possible while keeping the same risk but reducing my stop loss so that I can maximize my profits. So I did that, but what the problem that ended up creating was the fact that some my risk was not as consistent as it should be. So for example now, let's say I take a trade with a stop loss of 35 pips, right? If I were to risk zero if I were to use 0.02 lot size on that trade, I would be risking $7, which is 0.7%. If I were to use 0.3 lots, that would be $11. I'll be risking $11, which is 1.1%. So you can see that variation 0.7 to 1.1 lot size. Now, the problem this ends up creating is the fact that let's say not even let's say what happened. This is exactly a real thing that happened with the account. I was I took a loss of $11, right? My next trade after that was a win, but the risk on that account on that trade that winning trade was $7, which means that a 3 hour win on that trade would be $21 instead of 30. So what that ends up doing is that instead of the outcome of that week to be one win, one loss, so I should be coming out of that week with +2. It's going to be one win, one loss, but I'm coming out of that week with plus 1.1%. So you can see how that skews your probabilities, that skews the data that you got from your backtested data. This fucks everything up because now you're basically your wins cannot cover your losses. That's basically what that's basically it comes down to. Your wins cannot more cover your losses because with that 1.1% that I came out with now, if I take another loss, that profit has already gone. And even though with the way it was structured, I should still have 1% to lose before I lose the entire profit. So that shit ended up fucking me up because I wasn't able to maximize my wins as much as good as possible. So I think I think I think one of either the first or the second video I made, there was a trade I took, right? whereby that trade, um because of me trying to like reduce my stop loss, I made a critical error that actually changed the trajectory of this account. I think my stops were, because the way I did my SL before was, I would keep my stop loss close to the other block that flipped, right? I'll keep my stop loss close to the other block that flipped. So what ended up happening was that, but it was really, I didn't give it enough breathing room, because I've noticed that gold sometimes likes to blow through that other block but closes within the other block, does not close, so it just wicks it then before it keeps moving. So what ended up happening was that I ended up getting wicked out by that trade, by to the like to the pip, and as it wicked me out, it immediately reversed. And at first I was like, there's really nothing I can do there, like it just is what it is, these things will happen. But as I kept, like, especially because I think the next two trades after were losses, so safe to say, like, I started thinking, like, I was thinking, like, am I doing myself a disservice by keeping my SL this close to my, and so a lot of thoughts were going through my head. So when I ended up there, like, you know what, I'm not going to deal with this. What I'm going to do is, from today henceforth, from that day henceforth, the next trade I'm going to take in after that is going to be 50 pips. I'm going to be I'm going to be, because I was aware that gold tends to give, like, gold can give you 100, if you 100 150 pips when you win. So I was like, 1 to 3 on a 50 pip stop loss is about 150 pips. Gold can do that. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to keep I'm going to keep my stop loss at 50 pips, and this helps me do a couple of things. Number one, it makes it very easy for me to calculate risk, like calculate my lot size to use. By now I don't even need to use a calculator. I didn't know what lot size to use, depending on what, on the pip count. So I didn't know what lot size to do. So it makes that easier. Number two, it it allows me the trades from my backtesting data. What I mean by that is this: when you're backtesting, right, a lot of the times your risk is fixed when you're backtesting. If you guys check on any backtesting software you use, your risk is fixed. So when you say when you input risking 0.5%, you lose 0.5%. When you input risking 1%, you lose 1%. But if you come to the real world, come to live data, it doesn't work like that, because there's spread, there's there's slippage, there's commissions, there's all sorts of things that would not allow you to be risking exactly 0.5%, exactly 1%. You understand? But because I started risking 50, I started using 50 pips. It made it very easy for me to mirror my live data to my backtested data. Because, for example, think about it: if your stop loss is 50 pips, 0.01 lot size is $5, 0.02 is $10. So I could easily, like, fix my risk so that to make sense, like it won't, my wins will always bigger than, so when I did that, my wins were always bigger than my losses. There was no doubt. So it made it easier for me to, to start bringing the accounts back. So, bro, I've been yapping for way too long. Anyways, 70% of why I was able to bring this account back was is my risk management. My risk management, it helps my risk management helps me with my psychology. You understand? Your psychology does not help your risk management. Your risk management helps your psychology, because once you already know how much you are going to lose, you have already said, okay, I know I'm going to lose. If this trade goes to my stop loss, I'm only going to lose $10. Am I okay with risking $10? If I lose $10, what will my accounts fall down to? Am I okay with that? Once you can do all these things, you can easily, like, okay, you easily, like, you're already fortified that, okay, it is what it is. It's only $10. I'll bounce back. You understand? So I've been yapping for way too long. This video is probably going to be long, so it is what it is. Anyways, so yeah, I've been waiting for the day where I can finally make this video, like, for a very long time. I've been waiting for that I can finally say the comeback is real, boys. The comeback is complete. So now I just have one thing left to do: get a payout, and actually start working on my plans, my goals for 2025, because I've not started working on any of my goals for 2025. Why? No money. You understand? So hopefully I can get a payout. Like best case scenario, I get the payout this week. But odds of that happening, I don't know. But at least I feel like within this week and next week, I should be able to. I can actually request for a payout right now, but this amount is way too small. I was I'm plan I am planning on getting at least up to 3% on this account before I can make a withdrawal. Before I make a withdrawal. Until then, yeah, keep trading, keep showing up, and yeah, that's all I have. That's all I have. That's all I have. Maybe after this video, after this video drops, I'll make a like a separate video on risk management and how it affects psychology. Who knows? If that's something you guys will be interested in, do let me know. Anyways, yeah, that's all I have to say. I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'll be out.
Hi guys, it's paid landlord here, and today is Friday, the last day of the week. Today was NFP day, so I didn't take any trades today, but I did end up taking a trade yesterday, but I forgot to film it while it was happening. It was a loss, and the reason why I took the trade was it took out London's high, the previous day's London's high, and honestly, I'm not really sure if this trade was valid. Like it fits all my rules. Don't get me wrong, it fits all my rules. Liquidity sweep, other block that flipped, I had everything, but I don't think I've ever taken a trade like this before. That's the liquidity sweep happened the day before. You understand? So maybe that's my go to be one of my new rules. The liquidity sweep has what happened on the day I'm trading, but that's just by the way. So yeah, I entered the trade I entered the trade here. I got triggered in here. As usual, bro, this is trading. Anyways, I had a stop loss of 50 pips. Fuck, how you work? I had a stop loss of 50 pips as usual, and yeah, I just waited on and it gave me like 0.5 hour. So I ended the week. So we had two wins, one loss. So I ended the week up 5%. Um, Brought our account back from break even though we are back in break even, but we're only down by like 0.5%, which I'm fine with. Hopefully my next trade is a win. I get above I get to above break even, get to a profit, and I'll probably be looking at taking a payout then just to remove the money and let I know to just get the to cleanse the tongue of the bad taste of being in Jordan. So just to quickly explain to you guys why I was selling in the first place. Why I was selling in the first place, even though I took two buys this week. They are taking out this high with like very strong momentum to where I to top. And as you all know, whenever we take out a high or tap into another block on the 4 hour, I usually wait to see if we get a reaction that indicates that we are going to reverse to the other direction. So and that I basically got that reaction. We had swept high from Monday up until Wednesday. And on Wednesday we had this, or Thursday rather, we had this shift. This shift happened around 7 a.m. in the morning, around the time I usually get to the market. So we had this shift in structure. So mean that we're obviously bearish. And where were we bearish to? I was looking at this other block here, this supply zone or demand zone rather. This demand zone here as a point of points that price would want to sell to. But I'm guessing price needed to come and tap into this 4 hour order block first before selling, which is what happened. I got taken out, price came into this place and started selling. So yeah, gold doings. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me this week. I'm very happy with how this week has turned out. I'm very happy with how my account is turning out, and hopefully the next video that you guys are going to see after this one is going to be the payout video, hopefully. But anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys got to this point of the video, I really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate you guys if you got to this point of the video. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, share, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Comment how your week went. Did you get your ass handed to you? Did you cook the market? Did you get cooked by the market? I'm very curious to know. So that's all from here. Uh, I'll see you guys in the next video. Unpaid out.